That's right, baby. That's right. If you didn't get it, let me explain it to you. Glytch, okay? This is a group of individuals. They're putting together some legitimate stadium-like arenas for esports, gaming, and all kinds of cool shit, right? And guess who gets to do in-person activations for them? Your boys right here. That's right. Lights out. Taking it to the next level. And it's going to start in LA and it's going to spread across the country, baby. So you know what? In like 2025, we might be coming to a location near you. That's right. EE's live with it. Lights out's live with it. That's what we do, boys. Are you ready?
Yo.
Are you ready to take the next step into the future, boys?
They had me at hidden areas, bro. I'm a weirdo for that stuff. Like going into buildings, I'm like, oh, there's a secret location. I'm gonna go over there. That's my type of thing. I actually think that's so cool.
It is awesome.
You know where they had me? They had me when I saw the Korean barbecue logo in there. I was like, they got Korean barbecue inside. I'm going there all the time. That shit like the Spider-Man movie. You gotta watch it more than once to see all the Easter eggs and shit, bro. You gotta watch it like 2-3 more times. It's gonna be a good one when they make it. How many locations are they gonna have?
You know what? I've been told that we're starting big. I think we're starting in LA, and I've told that we're slotted up to like 25, 32, something crazy like that, bro. This guy has vision. He has vision, and I'm just lucky that his vision included seeing my black ass in his path, all right? Because I said, look, hey, I'm waving at you. And he waved back, and I love that. I love that.
One of the Easter eggs, you can see Phil one of the corners going like this.
It's true, man. It's actually true. I listen. I'm lit with it. I'm with all of that, bro. So let me give you a couple bullet points, chat, before we jump into the podcast proper. Okay, it's going to be professional esports stadiums with locations based for entertainment and live broadcasting. Okay, think of like a souped up kind of arena. It's going to have like movie theaters, comedy clubs, music venues, bars, all that shit, esports arenas, all in one. This is all encompassing, okay? So if you hit that 21, you know what I'm saying, goal, you're going to have a good time. If you're under 21, you're still going to have a good time. Just stay away from the alcohol, okay? Uncle E told you that, okay? The goal is at 32 of them across the country, so you know he's going to do it big, and we're starting right here in LA. I know everybody loves LA. I'm in LA, so it only makes sense, baby. The targeted date, like I said, is 2025, so be on the lookout, man, because I personally am going to be working with the homies at Glytch, so I'm very excited about that. You can scan the QR code on your screen to learn a bit more. I know Twitch got some weird rules about that shit right now, but fuck them. We live, we indirect, and we ain't going nowhere. Y'all feel me?
We felt that. Let's go.
There it is, baby. There it is.
Feel that one, honestly.
Oh, man. Yeah, Glytch is going to be a very interesting spot. They're going to have so much going on, and honestly, I can't wait to see when they hit the East Coast because I'm there. I'll obviously be at the LA locations as well, doing stuff with the team. But for now, we just gotta wait. And let's talk about Twitch. That's a good thing to talk about.
You want to open up talking about Twitch? I'm down.
I think Twitch is a good one.
I'm absolutely down to talk about Twitch. Look, you guys already know.
About this last time.
Yeah, you already know what's going on with this website. Okay, so yesterday, Twitch decided we're gonna, kind of sneak in some new rules or whatever. Basically saying oh, well, if you have a brand deal, it can only have a picture on the screen covering about 3%, which is, I'm assuming that the logo we have on the stream right now is way bigger than 3%. So we might be on borrowed time right now. I don't really know. But either way, that's what they said. They said you can't have any video ads. It's almost like I played one earlier too. And they also said they're very strict with some of this stuff. But you see, the backlash.
What they say that black people can't have a podcast on Twitch either?
Listen, at this point, I've been DMing Train, man. Kick coming soon. Anyway,
that was in the fine print, actually.
That was in the fine print. You really had to look hard for that.
It was in cursive.
Okay, and even if they take us off, guess what? We'll be back live in the arenas at Glytch stadiums, so it's all good. You ain't worried about nothing. We ain't worried about nothing. But real talk, this is crazy. I've never seen backlash like this I've seen Twitch get a lot of backlash for some stupid ish. This was insane. You had it to the point OTK gave us some open letter. The owner of OTK threatened to take all OTK, leave the platform. You had people like Ninja roasting Twitch. You had Mr. Beast come out of nowhere saying, I just want to stream and be competitive just to spite Twitch. Yep. And he followed Kick and said he might do some Kick streams. All of this just to give the middle finger to Twitch. Yeah, for some terrible decision making. And it prompts the question, why does this website continue to be anti-creator? Why are people and personable actions being replaced by AIs and algorithms and dashboards? What happened to the Twitch of old? Has it truly just gone down the corporate rabbit hole? And not to mention, how the heck do tournaments survive and flourish if you can't have advertisements on the damn site?
A really good point. I am worried for my future now.
Actually, yeah. I didn't even think about that. That is terrifying.
Oh man, that's actually crazy.
That's not even just for Smash tournaments. There's like even really big League of Legends tournaments. Like during downtime, they be running ads for like all the time. Like first of all, PTS would be horrible because they'd be running ads like after every single set. That would be horrible. They would be on their ass.
That's
man, that is really not good for any of us. I mean, this is just inspiring a bunch of people to transition to different websites. Like you said, the Mr. Beast making that tweet, and he's a man of his word. I would not be surprised if he did that today or tomorrow, honestly. But I think
I wouldn't be surprised if he paid people to stream on the platform.
I paid 2,000 people to stream on Kick.com, YouTube.com to say fuck you, Twitch. That sounds like something he would do for sure.
In his wheelhouse, I agree.
But I'll say this, I think it's more so that it's weird because they're like fucking themselves over. People love creative freedom and being able to do whatever they can to make their bag, whatever helps them grow.
100%.
But they are literally like trying to have like a monopoly while also minimizing what a content creator is able to do on their site. So it's like, how can you even run a monopoly if everyone's just going to end up hating you? I feel like they're just taking advantage of the fact that they're the original stream site,
They are, which is why I feel like this would be perfect prime time for who I would think should be the biggest streaming platform, which would probably be YouTube, because I feel like if YouTube took advantage of this situation and like basically just said what their guidelines are, which definitely isn't anything like Twitch, they won't give a fuck if you run ads on their YouTube. They probably prefer you to, honestly. So if they take advantage of that and then add some extra stuff for their streaming platforms or their streaming site, like edit their streaming site to be more like viewer friendly and like more what's the word, like browsable, like
so discoverability.
Find you, more discoverability. If they like hit that demographic market right now when Twitch is doing this, I feel like they can actually take over pretty powerfully.
Yeah.
People kind of pointed out the fact that YouTube kind of has similar guidelines to an extent. They're not really enforced, but the thing about it is people know with Twitch, it's a whole different ballgame. Like their whole marketing strategy is like, oh, if anybody on our platform is making any money from anything, we need a piece of that. All right. That's why Bits was introduced. Okay. That's why they're creating all these like programs for you to like kind of get sponsorships through them. And I'm going to tell you this, my friend worked at Twitch. Okay. It's like a conversation we had like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. Can't remember exactly. He's not like some just, button pusher global mod or whatever. This monk goes in their meetings. Okay. I ain't going to say his name, but he told me that Twitch is always operating at a loss and Amazon doesn't like that. Okay, and at some point, if it doesn't start to turn around, they're just want to cut bait. Okay, so I think that these are just extreme measures to continue to stop that bleeding that they're operating at a loss with, and it's just being received so horribly. I mean, Charlie talking about taking his business elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? People like Ludwig commenting on it as well. Like everybody came out the woodworks to basically tell Twitch how stupid they are. And to me, the fact that it was even released, I tweeted this, is mind blowing because I'm like, how do you not have any kind of control group with some creators that have their, finger to the pulse of the community to tell you like, yo, this is a dumbass idea. I really wouldn't like let this slide. You know what I'm saying? And sure enough, people didn't. It's crazy.
The thing that's mind boggling to me is how are they even operating at a loss and for this long? Like, I don't understand.
I don't know those financials, bro. I'm not in those meetings. That's just what I heard.
You want to know why? Because you want to know why? I know why. Because people like Kai Sanat on the platform that I give him the money, they are banning him on Twitch to make him go to a different platform so they can't make money anymore. That's why. Because of shit like that, they don't know what they're doing.
Possible.
I love how passionate you are about this shit, bro.
Because they're fucking stupid. They're fucking stupid. It just doesn't make any sense. And Amazon's like, bro, if y'all don't make a profit, y'all not going to be Twitch anymore. Y'all are going back to Justin TV. We're going to take that name away from you.
You don't want that. Trust me.
What the fuck, man? I mean, yeah. I mean, is Kaisenot still currently on Twitch, or did he already move?
He is. But like, he's not exclusive because like him and Speed, I Show Speed started a show over on Rumble, which is getting gangbuster views. It's insane. You know what I mean? Like, it's really another continuing eye opening to the fact that they probably don't want people to realize there's legit competition for Twitch. Even us on this podcast, we love streaming here, but like, dude, like we are not against like trying out a YouTube stream or Kick stream some point, and it really might happen if these rules aren't like they walked it back with a follow-up statement saying, hey, that language wasn't clear and we made a lot of people mad and that wasn't our intent. Wasn't your intent, bro? You had a whole ass blueprint with pictures on exactly what is going on. Okay, and someone has some intent. All right, you didn't intend for this backlash, but y'all asses have some intent. So we'll keep an eye on that story and see how it develops. But that's kind of where we are right now. So yeah, the days of Twitch being the dominant streaming platform has come to an end.
I think I did see a tweet, or I think it was an email or something recently where they said that they were going to review them and like go over their guidelines that they just came out with and like try to find a middle ground or something. So hopefully they understood that all that backlash is not just bait, and they're actually serious about that. So, and they changed that shit because that would be it.
People are pissed. People are pissed, and rightfully so. So keep that in mind. And affiliates, I pray for you because apparently if you don't even want to cancel your contract, you got to pay like $25. I'm like, you going to take their whole profit? That's crazy.
What's up with that? That wasn't an original thing either. That's like a new thing. I don't know how you just put that in there. You're like, by the way, if you quit, because I know you guys are feeling like you kind of want to quit right now. $25. It's like what $25. Yeah, it's like what the fuck? You just slid that in there real quick. How could you just do that?
Imagine if you had to pay your ex to leave. Like that's all that is, bro. That's all that is. Severance pay. Like what the heck?
You gotta buy her the Uber home.
Yeah, cheeks weren't that good, girl. You're on somewhere. The heck?
That's fucking wild.
I got something to say. But let's transition a little bit. We've dumped on Twitch enough and they're probably going to ban us any minute. So before they do that, let's get to our Crown 3 recap. You guys know Crown, huge tournament with some, mixed results. Obviously Zomba won the event, which was crazy, and Jakal got second place. So Tri-State absolutely dominating that event, filled with talented Japanese players and other talented NA players like our boy Cosmos and our boy Light here. So gentlemen, what the hell happened at that tournament, man?
I want to die.
Fair.
That's the Cosmos.
I did die. I died in bracket. That's what happened. I mean, for me, like, everything is going pretty much as I anticipated it because I'm still learning a new character. I ended up getting 25th because I went solo Joker the entire time. And there's definitely some specific matchups that you need a lot of experience in, like Rob. And I definitely was not ready for that matchup. I played Risk Taker. It was game 3 last hit. I feel like I was getting more comfortable towards the end of the set, but obviously it was only a best of 3 set. Which was also really weird that coming just from a tournament MomoCon where the entire thing is bestified into going to another tournament that only top 64 is bestified. Like that was a weird transition to have to go into. But yeah, I ended up getting 20th because I lost to him, made a loser's run up to Chag, and then I lost the first 2 games to Chag, and then I was very close to a reverse 3-0ing him because I felt like I was getting more comfortable, but I couldn't close it out at the very end because obviously I was down 2-0, so with a new character. But for me, everything's pretty much going just as I anticipated. Like I didn't expect to just pick up Joker and then immediately at least getting the same results that I was getting with Trimether because that's not really feasible. That's not reasonable. But I definitely am getting. Yeah, I definitely have to be realistic. I'm getting a lot more comfortable with the character. When I was playing tag, I definitely feel like I tapped into something, into another level to where I feel like if I started the set that way playing against him, I probably could have beaten him and made it even further in the bracket because I did like my bracket after that. It was all matches that I'm very comfortable in. So I'm definitely very excited about the future tournaments I'm going into. I'm going to keep on playing Joker. I'm definitely sticking it out. He's a very, very good character, and I feel like he's definitely clicking with me. It's just taking a lot of time. Just like it took pretty much every other Joker, man. Like Leo, he got 33rd at his first major. At least I got 25th. He got 33rd.
That's true. That's true. Now, Light, what place did you get at Crown? What happened to you, buddy? Surely you top 8'd.
I'm depressed. I'm so
surely
depressed.
you top 8'd, right?
I got 9th.
Got 9th.
Baggy.
Losses to
I'm
Shoe
depressed.
Tone and Cloud and Chase, if I'm not
I
mistaken.
wish I lost a Cloud.
We
Anyway.
lost to the same character losers.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into my weekend. So I lost. So that's that's a big one. I went into the weekend feeling relatively good. I honestly didn't feel like not confident in my play. It was a 2-day event. We got there on Friday. We played a bit on Friday because I got there like at 11 p.m. The bracket started at 10 a.m. for us. Cosmos threw for us in doubles yet again. No, we entered the doubles bracket. We entered the doubles bracket. We lost in the winners bracket. More so, it was kind of a repeat of MomoCon. We lost in the winners bracket not because any of us fucked up, more so because, Cosmos is still getting used to Joker. Like, if he went Aegis, I'm sure we would have won that. And then losers bracket, I'm pretty sure is where you, like, SD'd at, like,
No,
0.
that was winners bracket.
Losers bracket,
I was doing all right. Losers bracket, I was doing all right because you gave me like a game plan and I was following it pretty well because I was stock taking. You were taking my stocks. I just couldn't like live my second stock while you were like controlling the match for the rest of like the set.
Yes,
But
so was winners bracket.
Yeah, so like winners bracket game 3, we were playing a Zelda and Bowser team, which was pretty toxic, very toxic. Actually.
What? Zelda and Bowser's toxic?
Yes.
Okay.
So game 1 or game 3 at the very beginning, Light dash attacked, he got punished, and I tried to punish them punishing him. So I dash attacked after them, and then the Zelda didn't get punished. I tried to buffer spot dodge, but it didn't cut out in time, and the Zelda neutral specialed, and it put me off stage, and it made me buffer fast fall air dodge. So I just died at like 12% after getting hit once. So we were immediately, after 5 seconds, the game started. We just started with 5 stocks, and they started with 6 stocks. So that's basically, we just started handicapped essentially.
So your doubles experience was horrible. Did that translate into your singles experience, Light? Is that what happened?
No, I played it. Like I said, I played a shit ton of singles. I went through my bracket in the span of like 15 minutes. I actually destroyed my bracket. And
no, it didn't.
What do you mean?
The doubles did not translate into singles.
Oh, yeah. No, it did not translate. Sorry. And then after that, I got a lot of training in. I trained with Gat. I trained with Jakal. I trained with Spargo, and I trained with Zomba, and a little bit with Louis Money and Cosmos. And I took the majority of my games between every single player. I went back and forth with like Zomba and Jakal at some point, and towards the end, I went back and forth with Spargo. I was getting a lot of training in, and I was feeling pretty good. I even went to go see Spider-Verse on Saturday.
Hold up, man! At some point, we were going back and forth at the end too. You gotta mention that. Man,
you don't matter.
To be fair, that was right after you lost. You were definitely tight. I'm gonna throw that up.
No, I was talking about the first day though. So,
okay. I was getting lost Thursday.
After I went through my train day, I went to get food with the boys. Jakal and Zomba, funny enough, was 2 of the people that we went out with, and I think that's funny considering they both ended up in grants. We watched Spider-Man together. It was a good weekend. Come Sunday, I had to play PK Chris. I played PK Chris, and I played pretty confident, and that was good. I beat him pretty convincingly. Then I had to play Ken, which, to no surprise, I beat him pretty well because I'm really good versus Sonic, and I play Fox, who's also good versus Sonic.
Didn't he change character? Didn't he try Incineroar or something?
Yes, he went to Incineroar game
that shit
3.
away.
I SD'd that game and still won.
Ken.
Yeah, Incineroar. Oh yeah, you're a Ken hater. I forgot about that. That's a nice guy, bro.
I love Ken's personality. He's a really nice person when I talk to him.
Yeah, but so he went Incineroar. I have a lot of Incineroar experience. I wasn't really scared at all. And then I beat him 3-0. And I don't know what happened, if I'm being completely honest with you, but I played for the first time on stream outside versus Shuton. And I was practicing, I was getting ready, but the moment I got on stage, I just couldn't control my nerves. Like, I feel like I'm reverting a bit, and it's kind of frustrating. And I thought about it. I've talked to a bunch of people about it. I think I'm starting to form like a mental top 8 block again, because top 8 is like the you got
Finals.
into the next phase. There's like you get out of pools, you get into top 32, and you get into top 8. It's the phase. I had a top 8 block back in 2019 when I was just a top 10 player, And I feel very similar to how I felt back then, where I'm just afraid to do things. I'm afraid to make moves. A good example of that is I won game one on Shuton just barely by killing him off a forward throw because he kept normal get upping, right? A lot of people would see that as nuts. I saw that as a flaw in my gameplay because the fact that he had to die off a normal get up, like me grabbing him and killing him, was just sloppy on my part. I think as a player, one of my best get ups at punishing is normal get up. That's why I practice hitting back airs on normal get up, doing soft dash attack into back air, a lot of that stuff. But I wasn't confident enough to do that stuff. A lot of my play shines in ledge trapping, and I was too scared to ledge trap because my mindset was like, okay, but what if he hits me off the ledge? It was a lot of less calculated stuff and a lot of me just being too like fearful, and that translated to my other games. It also translated to my disadvantage state as well, where I felt like I wasn't really in control of myself. The first thing I would do when I'd get hit is I would burn my jump and then immediately burn my air dodge, and I was just
Not the spar dodge.
no, it's not the spar god. It's literally just the original me. Back in 2019, I was talking about this. This is back when Mars was still a top 5 player, and I think I missed top 8 at one of the tournaments, and I just was like, I was like complaining, like I was like, oh, Fox sucks, like he can't do this, this, and this. And Mars like literally violated my whole life in like a span of 5 seconds. He's like, no, you're just a fucking idiot. He's like, you do this option every time you get hit, and then you proceed with this option, then you do this option. And I think that was a big step into how I got better. But like, I'm literally not kidding when I said like his words were like echoing in my head as I kept doing that at Crown. Because like it was the same exact stuff that I was getting punished for. And then after I lost to Shuton, I was honestly crushed. I didn't practice. I stayed outside, which was like 5 sets. I didn't warm up. I just went straight into fighting Chase. I didn't care. I did not care fighting Chase until he took game 1. And then he took game 1, and then I started caring again, which sucks because it's too late. I started caring, but me caring just translated back into my nerves because now I'm overthinking. And I'm like, okay, well, now I care, and I just didn't practice, and I'm still nervous as shit. So Chase was amazing at punishing my like habits. Like he punished them so well because he noticed that I kept doing them. Shuton punished them a little lighter, and they punished different phases. For example, like I said, I would jump after getting hit, and then I would air dodge. Shuton would punish the jump. Chase punished the air dodge. Like they punished different parts of my very predictable recovery. Yeah, and it really got me thinking. So, they both destroyed me as they should have, and I'm very ashamed of that, to be honest with you. And it's gotten me thinking a lot, and I'm just really wanting to get back out there.
And like to like I think no matter what, at the end of the day, you still kind of have to give yourself credit. Because for you to understand that you were basically playing like almost the worst you probably had played the entire year in those situations, and you still like they were both playing very, very well. Like those are some of the best tournaments they've had. Like I think this might have been Chase's best tournament because he beat T right before playing you.
That was crazy too.
And then
that was really good.
Yeah, and then Shuton also like he got all the way to third place. He even took a set off Jakal, who got second. And you took them both basically to game 5, like bring them to their last legs, like their last.
And it is positive. Like I'm happy that I'm able to still do that to them, like when I'm playing in this way. But it's just something that I personally truly am ashamed of. And I think the conclusion of it is that I think I'm trying to hold on to a prior image of what I used to be, where when I was playing a lot more often and going to stuff where I was a top 5 player and people were like, oh, he's like really good. I'm still a top 10 player at worst, but I think I'm trying to hold on to an image which is actually holding me back. So I need to recollect. I need to recollect my mental and just kind of go back to playing for me, because I'm still very confident from my friendlies with the people who top 2 the tournament, my friendlies with the best player in the world, and the way how I barely lost to these people, that if I do lock it in, I just get my confidence fully up, there's still no chance that I lose to these people. See, I'm literally thinking about going to Wave Dash just to replay Chase, but it's just so soon, so I'm not completely sure yet.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, those are definitely 2 matchups where you've have like what some of the most experience in that you should honestly never lose unless you play this.
Another shame that I have a part of that.
Listen, it happens, man. And I think the fact that you're able to not make excuses, but like make revelations to yourself, like, okay, this is what I'm thinking, this is what went wrong, and I'm just kind of facing through. Not everybody can do that, bro. Not everybody can do that. So I'm happy for you. I think you'll be just fine. You already know. But it does bring up a question. So, obviously, you say yourself, you're top 10 at worst. I agree with that statement for sure. What about Zomba? So here's my thing with Zomba, right? This guy now, 2 tournaments in a row, by the way, has beaten MKLeo and Tweek. Okay, 2 of the best in the business. Absolutely. 2 tournaments in a row. Where do we put and Shooton? Yeah, like where do we put Zomba right now? Like where does he sit? Top 15?
I think he's a top 15 player. I
worldwide.
think before, worldwide. Okay. I think he always had potential to be a top 15 player, but Zomba was one of those people who we talked about, like Nudes and Apollo Kage, who have really high peaks, but is very inconsistent. But now in the last 2 tournaments, he's been really consistent. But it's only been the last 2 tournaments, so I'm not going to give him any higher than top 15.
Technically, it's been the last 3 because he still got 9th at Kagariba, which is a very big tournament.
That's fair. No, it was a really good tournament. I think he is an amazing player. I think we're hitting a point where top 15 is actually just full of people who could beat each other. But I still don't, except for like Spargo and Nicola. Spargo on this rare occasion lost, but those 2 have been pretty dominant. But Zomba, I think he's a top 15 player who, if just like he still plays like a top 10 player. He just needs to do it a little bit more, I'm not a big fan of recency bias. I like the consistency.
I think he's on the path to definitely take some of that for sure. I mean, I think a lot of people understand Zomba is very, very good, but who the hell predicted him versus Jakal in grand finals? And then you got MKLeo and Spargo fighting, for 9th place, fighting to get into the top 8, which as good as grand finals or good as the tournament was in general, like my favorite match of that tournament was easily Spargo versus Leo. Like, cause it felt like it was meant to be. Like we got a taste of it at major upset. You know what I mean? But the fact it was the Joker came out to reverse 3-0 Spargo, who's looked at as the best player on the planet. Leo sent the losers by Zomba, and Zomba using that Leo tag or Mickey Leo tag. Like that shit was crazy. Like he got reverse 3-0'd, and then like he pulled a reverse 3-0 against like a harder opponent in Spargo. I thought that boded very well. I liked his tweets afterwards saying, "Hey, people have really grown a lot, Zomba and Jakal, since I haven't been practicing as much, but I think I know what I'm doing wrong and I'm trying to get it right." You know what I mean? So I like that from Leo. It gives me a lot of hope. One advice I would give Leo, please put that Meta Knight away. I don't get it. Put that shit away, Leo. You got Lucina you could go to. You got freaking well, he used Byleth, right? To be fair, but you could have went to Aegis. You could have went to Joker. You got Wolf. Hell, I'll take Ike. Put that MK away. Drop the MK from your name. I just need Leo.
It's actually really funny, like going back on the Spargo versus Leo set. Right before the set started, because it was me, Tweek, Light, and Coney sitting together watching the set. And Tweek mentioned. Oh, I can't say it.
Tweeks, he doesn't want us to say it because he doesn't want people to know.
Oh, that's crazy.
Wow, that's whack.
All right.
Well, let's just say that when Leo plays Joker, there is a certain reaction that top players have.
Okay.
Let's just leave it at that. You could take it as positive. You could take it as negative.
And I'll also say that theoretically, I think a long time ago, like I think it was the first Summit Spargo was at, Summit 3 maybe. I'm pretty sure like they had a similar set where Spargo was up 2-0 and then Leo went Joker and reverse 3-0 went Joker there too. And it was Pyramithra versus Joker the entire time.
If you guys want to know what Tweek said, maybe you could hop over to their thing and harass Tweek about it. That'd be pretty funny.
Yeah, that's a bit of revenge to start with.
Yeah, that would be a good amount of revenge. But I was going to say, you mentioned how Leo talked about how like he noticed how Zomba and Jakal are like improving and stuff.
Yep.
It's so funny because I basically grew up with Jakal. Zomba came up a little bit later. Me and Jakal started around the same time. I'm slightly older, but we started around the same time. We went to the same tournaments, all the same monthlies. He would go to New England. I would go to New York and Jersey. And obviously I blossomed a bit before he did. But something about him is that if you ask him, and you'll be like, "Oh, you got a lot better lately." Jakal will be like, "No, I didn't. I've always been this way. I just can't do it in bracket for some reason. But I've always been." Yeah, no, that's how Jakal is, and I don't disagree with him. It is how Jakal is. He's always been really good. He's a choker in bracket, you know. and even Zomba sees it and stuff like that. And Zomba and him are like peers right now. They're from the same area.
Yep.
So I know they were really happy about that. But it was really cool to see Jakal like finally lock it in and do what he was capable of. I know it was on the quad stream. I don't know how much they showed. Like, I don't know if people really saw Jakal versus Spargo, but Jakal should have won game 3. The way it went is that I'm pretty sure he won game 2, Spargo won game 1, Spargo won game 3, and then Jakal won game 4 and 5. And I think after he lost game 3, that is what sparked like a big part of Jakal, like his whole run. Because game 3, he hit a fair that confirmed into Wolf Flash versus Spargo, right? And that he hesitated on hitting the fair side B. And so when he did the side B, he SD'd and he yelled. He was like, fuck. Like,
yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, he should have won there. And the way that he played, I think I was watching it with Meister, the way that he played after on game 4 was like it was so angry, it was so fluent, it was just clean, nothing. He just knew like he deserved to win. He probably had like the mindset like, I can't lose to this dude again. So game 4 he destroyed Spargo, and game 5 went to last hit. He almost choked game 5 because he parried a limit cross slash and then grabbed in place. So he could have died there, or he could have just choked his win. But he did clear it out, and from there, I think after he beat Spargo, that was just like all his release, and he just played him even better from there. Like, I'm really happy to see Jakal's run. Zomba, like we said, is someone like he's always capable of doing it, but I feel like we're getting a lot more light on Jakal as well.
I would agree with that. I would absolutely agree with that. I think, you know what I mean? Like it's confidence is so important, but execution behind that confidence matters so much too. And I guess we'll see, right? We'll see if this is like a trend for both Zomba and Jakal, if like they kind of have taken that next step and they can consistently do it, which I think would be great because more competition
only takes
is always
one.
entertaining. Yeah, exactly. To really kind of keep pushing themselves. So be very entertaining to keep an eye on that. There was another tweet, wasn't so positive though, from our friend Spargo. He said he feels like, he burned out a little bit and the tournament pressure got to him. He wants to be ninth, or he wants to be first so bad, so he hopes that this ninth place doesn't affect that. You know what I mean? Like, what do you guys feel about that? Is that real rap, or is that real rap, or is that cap? What are you thinking? Huh? What'd you say?
Spargo, get your son in check.
He's capping.
Capping? Explain.
I raised the boy. I would know. So the thing about Spargo is like, I completely believe him. Like the pressure of wanting to be number one, like holding him back a little bit. Because I mean, I just talked about something similar. Like trying to hold on to a past image. He's trying to hold on to a new image, but it's the same concept. The thing with Spargo is that I do believe that. I just don't believe he had burnout. I think he fought somebody who was very capable of taking a set on him the last 2 times they played. Because I'm pretty sure the last 2 times they played before this was also game 5, which was being Jakal. I think that's who he fought, and then I think he crumbled under like MKLeo. Like I think he lost to 2 very respectable
opponents, which a lot of
opponents,
players would do,
which I did last time I played MKLeo. Like, Leo has the name going for him. Leo has a character that when he brings him out, the entire mood changes.
It shifts, definitely. Temperature change.
And Leo has a whole stigma around game 4, so you can't even lose one
and
game.
Reverse 3-0s.
You can't even lose one game in Peace versus Leo, bro. You lose one game and a whole storyline starts, bro. It's not fair. I think, and obviously, Spargo definitely respects Leo. He's definitely one of those people who's like, he is capable of beating me. So, I don't think Spargo thinks that about a lot of people. I think
Spargo always says that Leo is as good as him, and their sets can always go either way, 50-50. That's what he says.
And when you carry that mindset, be it subconsciously or if you acknowledge it, it does play a hand in when you play somebody, What if, let's use me, for example. What if he thinks I have no chance of beating him, He could be down and still have the most confidence in the world. Mm-hmm. But if you're about to get reverse 3-0'd by someone you see as a peer, you might not be as confident, I don't think he had burnout. I think he just fought 2 very good players who made him like probably a little bit nervous, or they just got the best of him that event.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not gonna say that he's not taking responsibility for his losses, but I will always say that he is still a kid. Like he's like 17 years old,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I like whenever I was that young and still playing bracket, like whenever I lost, I would always try to find a specific reason for why I lost, even if it probably wasn't the specific reason. I would always try to like find a justification for why I lost. So whether it be like, oh, I didn't eat well, or I was feeling weird, or I feel like I've been to too many tournaments and I burned out. Like you always try to find what the best logical reason would be for you to be losing the set outside of like your execution and who you are playing against, because obviously there's so many factors that can go into you losing. Like you don't always have full control over the match at the end of the day. Obviously if you're the better player, you have the higher chance of winning. But you never know. Like that could have just been, obviously that was Jakal's best performance probably ever. Like
No,
you
not
can't
probably,
expect,
definitely.
yeah, like you can't expect that. Like at the end of the day, like if he's playing his best and you're not playing your like peak form, he might be better than you in that situation. So to be a younger person in that situation, you're definitely going to search for answers and reasons why you may have lost that won't attest to like your skill level or things like that. So the more he grows up, I feel like the more he'll get over that kind of mindset.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't look at it as an excuse either. I mean, even now, I do it. Everybody does it. When you lose, most of you, like, a lot of us have gotten better at keeping it to ourselves, but a lot of us look for the reason, you know, and a lot of us look at like the one misinput we did or like the situation that cost us, and I do that a lot. I fucking hate that. If I lose, that's why a lot of the time I feel like I lose to myself, and I mean, Sparkle could probably be feeling that as well. But yeah, I don't look at it as an excuse. The people who look at it as an excuse are the people on Twitter who just want to get an emotion out of people who are genuinely sad that they lost a tournament. That also comes with people thinking that it's just a tournament, but you know, this is our job and our passion. We care very much about this stuff.
Absolutely.
We don't look at this as individual tournaments. So I would never look at Spargo making those tweets as an excuse. It's just what's going through his head, and you guys have the fucking privilege to be able to see what's going like in his mind right now, because that is the mindset of a top player.
I tell you what, if I was Spargo, I'd be like, shit, I'm gonna just dry my tears with that $25K a month. But I tell you, I ain't got no worries about a thing.
He made a tweet about that.
I'm kidding.
Did he tweet about that?
He did. He was like, he like hates the rumors that are going around about his salary and like something like them not being true and like stop fucking spreading misinformation and some shit like that. I'm just saying, it might not be misinformation.
No way, bro. People think we are fucking rich, bro. I remember when I made the tweet about my dog, and people were like it's just one tournament. On top of that, you're freaking rich, bro. Why do you care? I'm like, I'm rich? Thank God! I knew it! Like, bro, I wish I was rich. This whole time I had money and I just didn't know.
All I'm gonna say is I'm not gonna say exactly, but you're gonna know what I'm talking about. Like, it's not only the people on Twitter that are saying you're rich. I know the people around you are saying
Dang,
I know.
Even I don't know what that one is.
We're millionaires. People think we're fucking rich, bro. We are not rich. Help!
Yeah, exactly.
We're not rich.
That's why it's very important that you always hit that sub button and make sure you give some good comments on YouTube, because it all helps feed the algorithm beast, which we need. So yeah, that was a crazy tournament. It was a good one too, obviously, and I'm excited for whatever comes next. But there is a glaring thing also that came out of that. Somebody who won't be at the next tournament, the next couple of tournaments, I'm guessing, is Onin. You guys might have saw right there. Onin announced a temporary hiatus from events. He cleared it with his sponsor, and apparently he's not going to be competing due to a lot of harassment he says he's still receiving for simply playing Steve. This is where the benefit of Akola comes in, because the fact that he don't really speak a lot of English, he don't understand nothing these fucking nerds are saying to him anyway.
Completely different
He's probably just smiling like, thanks, you know what I mean? Onin's reading this shit like, whoa, what the heck? So Onin has announced a temporary retirement. How do you guys feel about that? I mean, you think it's like that bad to the point where it's just like he just has to step away? Like, that's crazy to me, and I feel so bad for him because he is a very talented kid. He made top 8 at this tournament.
I think it was pretty bad. Yeah, I think it was pretty bad. And the thing that I'm the most not proud of is that when I was watching him play, I kind of anticipated this. Like, because the way I know how social media reacts to how people play and how people play Steve, the way I saw him playing against Chase, I knew that people were going to be on his ass. I didn't think it'd be to this point where it like got him to like basically like need to take a break. But I know that like he hasn't been going to many tournaments, and I'm pretty sure because of stuff like this, like whenever he does play on stream and stuff like this, he always gets backlash and people are always shitting on him and stuff like that. And Akola deals with it too. Akola definitely deals with it too, and he's talked about it, and he's talked about like I think he even made a tweet or something about how like he doesn't even want to use Twitter anymore, and like he like wanted to like have his manager manage his Twitter because like the hate was getting so bad to the point where
I get it.
It was even bothering him too. And like just like Onin said, I think he said in the tweet. What you said?
Sorry to cut you off, but I'm assuming Japan at least is a lot more like better with that because Japan looks at the game in a completely different light than us.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hear it about Japanese players like being toxic to Akola. Like I wouldn't. Yeah. Obviously, there has to be some of them. Like I'm not gonna like say the entire country is all happy and dandy and like all support of Akola. Right. Like there's definitely some people. There's definitely some people that really hate Steve, and even the top players, like they still support Akola, but they still say Steve is really fucking strong. They always say that. So at the end of the day, like I know that Onin in his tweets, he said that like he acknowledges that he is just a kid and like he's not like as mentally developed as like other people that would be able to deal with that situation, which is the same situation for Akola. So for him to take a break, like I think it's reasonable and shows a sign of maturity to understand that he needs to get away from the space for a little bit for his own mental sanity, because being in that, I said it the same for Akola too. I respect him for being able to be in this situation and deal with it because he is a kid just being thrown into the spotlight, and him being able to deal with it and still consistently go to tournaments is a very incredible feat in itself. I feel the same way for Onin as well, just in a different light, that he recognizes that like he's not really strong enough yet because he is younger and he understands that he needs to develop himself more as a person to be able to deal with something like that. So to understand that you need to take a break from something like that because you can't deal with it and you don't know what it'll do for you, that's also very respectable in itself also.
I bet you those same people who were complaining about Meister talking shit to Syrup are the same people who are hating on these 16-year-olds playing Steve.
A lot of times it wouldn't surprise me if they're one and the same. Like that's kind of what the ability of having like autonomy online grants you. Like you can kind of like be an anonymous douchebag and then you can be like a freedom fighter the next day. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, yeah. See it all. Twitter it's all too common.
Twitter isn't full of people. Twitter isn't full of people who actually like have a real opinion. They just want to be a part of whatever is biggest.
Twitter isn't full of people. Twitter isn't real. Yeah. The same people on Twitter that were shitting on Syrup or shitting on Meister, the same people that were shitting on Akola and Onin, which are the same people that were shitting on Leo for being lost, that were the same people that were probably praising Leo for reverse 3-0 Spargo. They're all the same people, bro.
Leo got it the worst. People are getting shit on. People are getting shit on for playing characters. People are getting shit on for talking shit. Leo's just getting shit on for not getting first.
I just want to throw this out there because we usually don't do this, but I just saw a comment that just made me lose my shit. Somebody said 26 Ryzen can't catch a break. Onin's retiring. Mudace has hand issues. Cosmos is playing Joker and Esam's ball. Jesus Christ.
Oh my god,
that was good. That's a good copy pasta.
26 Ryzen is coming back, baby. I have full belief. I'll lead them. I have to.
Bro, my opinion on the Onin thing. I'm a Spargo lover, so fuck Steve apology. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, dang.
But so no, for real about Onin. I mean, I don't even think Steve has been that crazy lately. It's really only been like 2 or 3 Steves, like on a consistent. It's 2 Steves on a consistent level. I don't know why the Steve hate is so strong. I know he played lame versus like a couple people, but I'm not gonna lie. When I saw Onin get top like 4 this weekend, or top 3, was it top 3, top 4?
Top 4, because he lost Shutan.
I'm not gonna lie. No, he lost to Jakal. He lost to Jakal twice. So I'm not gonna lie. When I saw him playing, I felt like I was watching a lot of people who forgot how to fight Steve. or it didn't feel like he was doing anything insane to people. Like he was straight up mashing on people's shield, like up to land on platform, jab, and I'm like, you guys are literally just let him harass your shield, and I'm like, you guys are like, this really isn't Steve at the moment. I think you guys are letting Steve shit on you because you don't know what you're doing anymore, and you're just passing it up as Steve is broken to make yourself feel better.
Wow.
I'm actually kind of upset at Tweak because I feel like if he just went Diddy Kong, he would have just won the set, honestly.
Okay, so Tweak is one of those people who just let himself get mashed on, but I'm not really going to discredit Tweak on that because I'm not gonna lie, Tweak kind of looked like me in the sense where he, like after he lost in winners, it looked like he just kind of mentally gave up. Which it sucks that we do that sometimes, but I think that's what happened with Tweak. He probably wouldn't say it, but I think he's probably going through his own like gripe with the game right now, which we all do every so often.
Yeah, he kind of got thrashed in that, to be honest. Like Zomba Game 5 like destroyed him on Hollow Bastion. I think really it wasn't even remotely close. And then he opens up against Onin with, I know he's been theorizing this Megaman. Bro, put that shit away. I'm sorry, like that. Megaman is not it. Megaman will never be the answer to anything ever. Sorry, I don't believe it. You know what I call him, Rockman? You know why I call him Rockman? Because he sinks you. Don't pick Megaman again.
Okay, let's get something out the way. Megaman is definitely top tier. He's just not a Tweak character, if you ask me.
Damn, he said Leo should put the Meta Knight away. He said Tweak should put the Megaman away. Right. I fear for the day he says I should put the Joker away. Bro.
It's coming soon, Nick. Keep it up. It's coming.
I need to put the Fox away, bro. I don't know what's going on. But I think Tweak would have done a lot better with Diddy. I just think Tweak was not. I don't know. Sometimes when you lose in winners in a way where you feel like you should not have lost and like you blame yourself, I feel like sometimes it's like you got double eliminated. Like you're just like, why the fuck am I even playing? It just happens to people. But I don't think Onin did anything that crazy. I think people are just using Steve being broken as an excuse to why they're bad at the game. So yeah, I actually like Onin. I think Onin's pretty cool.
Nice
and at least when Onin beats you, he's like, yeah, that was lame.
I think your point is proven a little bit even more by the fact that the person he lost to was Jakal, who he literally plays Syrup like a decent amount in his region, so he has a good amount of Steve experience, which is why he was able to.
And I'm not gonna lie, I remember thinking this the moment Onin got top 8. I was like, damn, we haven't really fought Steve in a while. I feel like if Onin fights one of these Japanese players, he might get washed, like low-key.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because I low-key felt like the Japanese players were gonna wash Onin just because all of them are just like, oh, Steve, where we're just like, oh, Steve. Like,
they eat that character up.
Yeah, not to say that Onin can't win if they have magic experience, but I just think that the Japanese players are definitely well-versed compared to like our country.
I agree.
So yeah.
No doubt about it. Well, I think that was a good discussion. So for you guys who are watching live, fear not. We're gonna wrap up the podcast. I'm gonna stay live a little bit more and field some more questions from you guys about Glytch and all that fun stuff. So don't worry about that. You get to be interactive with your boy E. But I'm gonna let these two knuckleheads get ready to go. So to wrap things up, I think you know what time it is. Put them hands up. Let's see who's got it. Let's see who's got the juice today. Let's see who's got the juice today. Here we go. Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh, Light wins.
You know what's happening, right? Cosmos knows they're going to go rock, so he goes rock on purpose because he doesn't want to do it.
That's exactly correct.
Dad, you're throwing on purpose? Are you Leo? What's going on?
So obvious, bro.
For content.
All right, next week we're picking all random stuff, or Cosmos is getting forced to do it.
I like that.
I'm still going rock.
What episode is this?
This is episode 11.
All right, guys. So that will
12.
conclude.
12. Episode 12. Even better.
We're moving along. This will conclude episode 12 of Lights Out Podcast. Thank you so much to Glytch for this amazing opportunity. We're so happy to have you with us on the podcast and looking forward to the future with you. Zomba, good shit winning your first major. I'm expecting many more to come. Cosmos, the Joker's coming along. EE, you're black. What the fuck was that maniacal shit? And me, get your shit together or you'll be in depression forever. It has been a wonderful podcast. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.
Peace.
Deuces.